Okay, we are ready to finish this up, and we're going to be doing the introduction and conclusion here. Seems like the beginning and end we should do separately, right? But they're related, and so I'm going to do them together. At the beginning, we started with just a basic outline of a claim statement, something that could happen, and now we're going to refine that. So we need to have the key words from the question, which ideal of Declaration of Independence is most important. So you need keywords like ideal, Declaration of Independence, and probably important. So let's start by checking to see if I have that. Consent of the governed is most important because. Alright, so I have the ideal is most important. I have important. I don't have Declaration of Independence. That's a little hard to imagine. So let's see. I need to say it is consent of the governed is the most important ideal in the Declaration of Independence because. There we go. I have all my keywords. Now what do I need next? I need to preview my reasons, the main ideas from the body paragraph. So how do I do that? I go here and I say the topic sentence. The consent of the government means the government has to listen to the people and do what the people want. So let's say government has to listen to the people is probably going to be my point there. This is from body paragraph 1, so that's going to be my first of my reasons here. So it means the government must listen to the people. And now I need to go to paragraph 2. Alright, so this one, make sure you still have the same ideal all the way through and haven't copied mine. But here's a little secret. I could actually write about the same topic that's down here, doing consent of the governed. It's just my reasoning would be different. So I'm still going to talk about who gets to vote. Okay, I have to make it equal opportunities to vote. All right, and then I have an and, so I'm ready for my third paragraph. Let's see, third paragraph is right here. It says the consent of the governed has been used repeatedly to make people more equal. All right, so back up there to my conclusion. All right, sorry, my introduction. It's the way Americans have gained more rights and equality. All right, there is my claim statement. Now, I'm going to take that claim statement and I am going to copy it. And I'm going to paste the exact same thing right down here in the conclusion box, where it says summary, restate the claim. Now, I want to change the wording a little bit. And so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to add without the consent of the governed. I'm going to take out that other part. So I had the most important ideal in the Declaration of Independence because it means, yeah, I'm going to take that part out. I'm going to put a comma instead. The government, and then I'm going to say, okay, without the consent of the government could or would not have to. It would not have to listen to the people. And it would not have to give equal opportunities to vote. And Americans would not have gained more rights and equality. Or give Americans more rights and equality. There we go. Alright, so I just got my claim written and restated. Now I need to wrap it up. So some things to do to wrap it up. There's a couple questions up here you're welcome to use. What should people do about it? Well, what could happen if our country ignored this ideal? I actually kind of put the what could happen if our country ignored it right here. If that's going to be my main point, then I need to go on and add a little bit more here. Conclusions don't have to be super long though. Okay? 3 sentences is fine. So I think when I press Control Y to redo what I had done earlier, because I recorded this video and it's too long, it's going to take me back up here. So later on I'll come back and put a sentence starter there that you can use if you are wanting to do that, thinking about what would happen. So now back up to the introduction. The main thing is we need to have something about the Declaration of Independence. You must list the 4 ideals. The rest of this is just ideas. If you have a good way to start that does not include a question, we don't directly address our readers in formal writing in social studies. So no questions to the audience like your elementary teacher taught you to start with a question sometimes to catch people's attention. Yeah, no, we're not using a question as a hook. Do give information. If you want to talk about the Declaration of Independence first, that's great. If you would rather talk about, let's see, there's some other things I had here for introduction. If you would rather talk about focusing on what the 4 ideals are, you could even give a little, example of what's happening in the US today or recently, a protest or a law or something that you've heard about, a problem that you've heard about, not really getting into the details of it, but just giving an example and saying, hey, here's this thing, it's breaking the ideals, or people are wanting more of these ideals. That would be fine. This structure of who, what, when, and where can help you think through how to explain that. But if you want to basically do like I'm doing, the easy way for me is look at the background essay and say the who is like Americans or Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Declaration of Independence. I'm going to list out the 4 ideals. The when is going to be 1776. Where is going to be the American colonies, Philadelphia, any of those things. All right, so those are options, not requirements. If you have your notes and the fill in the blank notes, it already has this in there. So that is your introduction and your conclusion. I promised that sentence starter before. It can just be Americans should. All right, so when you get that done, you are finished with pre-writing, and writing this essay is going to be so easy with the graphic organizer finished.